Ladies and gentlemen, From Season 4 is smashing records for the show. All I'm seeing is amazing Rotten Tomato scores. I'm seeing all talks about it being like the top streamed show right now on HBO and all of that stuff. And I just wanted to talk about this a little bit because From is, I think, one of the most underrated shows of all time in the eyes of like the public zeitgeist. I talked about this on a creator roundtable I had on Scarlet Fever's channel very recently, and I wanted to make a video discussing this because now that we're here, now that we're approaching episode 3 tomorrow, now's a great time to address this. It's really funny to me because for a while, as I've been covering this show, I've told my friends in my real life, like, oh my God, whenever they have recommendations for a show, I'm like, oh my God, you guys should watch From. And they're like, I've never heard of From. What is MGM Plus? What is that? All of that stuff. And my biggest beef with this, I don't want to risk like coming off like too strong about this or anything, but my biggest beef with this show has nothing to do with the writing. It has nothing to do with the cast. It has nothing to do with anything. My biggest beef with the show is clearly the way that it has been marketed previously. It looks like now we're finally past that, and it's now reaching a more global, more broad audience. There's always been like this core, like cult classic style audience for this show, but now more than ever, it really does feel like it's breaking into the public zeitgeist, and that is good. My biggest concern with the show, again, as I mentioned, had nothing to do with anything about it. It actually had to do mainly with the name and the marketing, because From, as a content creator, trying to Google From, trying to get content for From, trying to do anything is very difficult. It's like naming a show The. You know what I mean? So that was, I think, a big setback and something that I, as a big fan of the show, hoping to see it break out into a more dominant space, was hoping like that. I was like, come on, like how do you have a show this good and it be just set back by the name and the marketing? And I'm glad this show has finally caught up to that. I'm glad we are finally seeing it really take a step in the right direction in that regard. That was definitely a concern of mine, and I think it is now kind of breaking through that. I have a feeling this show is going to end up on a similar trajectory to that of like a Breaking Bad, wherein Breaking Bad, for the first couple seasons of the show, no one was watching it. Not many people even knew what it was. And it wasn't until it got like really, really good and the story just developed that people started to really catch on to it, and it became such a phenomenon. I don't know that From is going to have the same sort of thing because it's a horror genre. I feel like horror is, I don't know this for certain, but I feel like horror is a little bit harder with that because you have people who will just never watch horror compared to watching something like an action, Breaking Bad sort of story. So I feel like that is a little bit of a barrier, but I do think the comparison and the parallels are there for this show. Does that make any sense? Do you know what I mean? I think this is going to pop. And for me, I was talking to the Thrifty Typewriter about this. He said it in his video. We talked about it in the Scarlet Fever, in the roundtable discussion too. If this show was on Netflix, if it was actually on Netflix in the US, this would be a top-rated show. This would be one of the top shows, and I'm glad to see that is the case in HBO internationally. But if this show was just on Netflix or like a mainstream streaming network, we wouldn't be having this discussion right now. And I think that's the hardest part because it's been tied to a network that, frankly, a lot of people aren't really well aware of and used to. You don't hear people talking about MGM Plus the way they talk about Netflix, Hulu, HBO, and even Peacock, even though Peacock, I think, is lower, and Paramount Plus. Like, you don't hear MGM Plus talked about. A lot of people don't even know it exists. A lot of my friends in my real life don't even know it exists. They have no idea. And they always say to me, which is funny, the reason I'm making, they always say to me, oh, you're just talking about it, you're just praising it because you cover it. No, like, I'm praising it because it is dead ass one of the best shows I've ever seen. I fucking love this show. By now, if you couldn't tell, it's very apparent. I love this show. And I think everyone this show is so good. It is so freaking good. And for those of us who have been in the know about that for a long time, we're it's great. It's great. We have our little garden. We're happy. All of that stuff. But for those who don't, they don't know what they're freaking missing. And that was my hope for the longest time, is that this show would just boost their marketing efforts. And I do think genuinely they were held back by the name From, but it seems like now, more than ever, it is reaching a more dominant space in the TV landscape. And I'm very excited to see what that means going into season 5. I don't think it's too late, because again, I think this is very much like Breaking Bad. This is very much like one of those where it just, the hype caught on late, and that's okay. That's not a bad thing. But I'm just glad to see it. So this is a twofold video. I wanted to talk about that, and I also wanted to say, thank you so much. Our channel just hit 20,000 subscribers, and I can't believe it. I've been freaking out all day. I've been freaking out since yesterday when it happened. We blew through 19,000. I was at 19,000 for like 2 days. It felt like, not really. It was like 6 days all in that I was at 19,000. Since I dropped the Lake of Tears video, this channel's just grown a lot, and I can't thank you guys enough for being here. You guys can expect, for all the new people who just joined from the Lake of Tears video, you can expect tomorrow we're going to be covering From Season 3 at 10 a.m. It's a 40-minute and 10-second video, the breakdown, because I'm trying to get into it more. And it's funny, because I'm recording this now, I batch recorded a lot of my reviews. So I didn't intentionally like make them longer as they went, but they've just naturally gone that way. And it's really cool because I've seen comments on my episode 2 and episode 1 video that people want to see me break into more 40-minute style or like longer style review breakdowns, because it's more like a talk after the sort of, almost like a podcast. Well, coincidentally, because I didn't plan it this way, but coincidentally, that is what you're getting. Tomorrow's a 40-minute season. Episode 4's, I think, is longer. If I'm not mistaken, I forget what the cut is. I recorded it when I watched it, but I've been editing them like after I've seen all the screeners. I'm editing it right now, and I forget where it's landing, but it's somewhere in the 40-50 minute range. So you could expect videos like that. And I guess I can talk about this because it's not a spoiler, because you guys have seen it in the trailer. There is going to be tomorrow night, it's going to be available to the channel members during the day, but tomorrow night at 10 p.m., we're going to be getting a video similar to the Lake of Tears video. This one is going to be all about the boy in white and every reference the show has had to him, tying off of what you guys have seen from the trailer for episode 3, where the boy in white comes back and talks to Tabitha. That's in the trailer, so I can say that it's in the trailer. But the video out tomorrow at 10 p.m. for the public will be all about that. It's like an 18-minute video diving deep into every single reference. Very similar video essay to the Lake of Tears one, and you could expect this sort of pattern week after week. There might be another video for episode 3 later in the week. I don't want to get into that because I don't want to risk like spoiling something right now, but there might be one later in the week. I'm still working on it. It's to be determined if it's going to get published. So there's those 3 this week, and you could expect that sort of momentum going forward for the rest of the season. I'm very excited for you guys to see where the show goes. I'm very excited for this show to be brought more to the mainstream, because it deserves to be. It is that freaking good. And all of that being said, I'm so thankful that you're here, and thank you very much for following me on this journey and subscribing and staying with me and putting up with my freaking Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer nose pimple thing. I got this pimple a long time ago, and it's just not going away. Is that bad? Should I see a doctor? I don't know, but I look like Rudolph the fucking Red-Nosed Reindeer. I believe me. I am seeing your comments. Believe me, I know. We all know it's there. Okay, whatever. With all that out of the way, I can't wait to see you tomorrow for my episode 3 breakdown, and then tomorrow night for my Boy in White video. And with all that out of the way, thank you again so much for watching this video, and until the next one, I'll talk to you later. Peace out.